Nowadays, a lot of people are focusing on core and trunk stability and really helping to reduce back pain, hip pain. And obviously that's a really crucial component in even the physical therapy rehab that will work with people to really isolate out and control. But something else that starts to get overlooked and people are starting to shift their focus a little bit more closely to is that relationship between the hips and the back. And the main one being that pelvic stability. So when people start coming to us with back pain and they say they're doing a lot of abdominal work, they're doing a lot of things to help the low back, something that we try to then focus on is the hips. And a quick thing that you can test to try to see whether or not you have some weakness in the hip is to position yourself, feet hip width apart, and stand on one leg. What you should be able to do is stand there with your hips remaining in line with each other. If, say, I have weakness, what you would notice is as I step on this one, my hip would drop down. Or if I step with the other leg, my hip would drop down. And that lets us know and would let you know that there really is some mismatch in through the hips. An interesting article that I looked at summed it up pretty nicely, that you can envision yourself as a house. And so in looking at the feet and the knees and the hips, that's really the foundation that the house rests on. The core and even the shoulders helps to build out the walls of that house. And if you keep building out the walls of that house with really strong materials, really thick walls, that's something that'll help to build up that component of it. But if you still have a pretty cruddy foundation, there are really some issues that could still happen in the case of the house. So a quick thing again to look at is to see whether or not you can stand on one leg and there's really no drop in through that hip. And that'll just help to tell you whether or not you need to shift focus from that core down a little bit lower into exercises for the hips. And again, feel free to stop by and talk about a few of those exercises if you need to, or just look up some things that really help to address the glutes and some groin muscles. Feel free to stop by if you have any other questions.